and gentlemen, welcome back to the 7th IESF World Championship here at the Nexon Arena in Seoul, South Korea. My name is Reed Rapid Melton. Of course, joining me once again, looking things set up there. Talk about game number one. I didn't know what to expect, but it was certainly incredibly exciting. Justin, what did you think of your first League of Legends cast here at the Nexon Arena?
I mean, I don't know if it was because of the preseason changes or whatnot, but the game's way higher pace than I imagined. We had actually like 6 kills coming in, or like 9 total.
9 kills in 9 minutes.
9 minutes, so there's a lot of things going on at every single lane at the time. A lot of hard trades, especially in the bot lane. So very fast-paced game, very fast.
Well, if you thought game number one was fast-paced, get ready here for game number two. We're going to have Russia taking on the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. And in case you guys haven't followed a lot of Russian League of Legends or CIS League of Legends for a while, you're going to be pretty excited about this lineup. They are running some players that you've probably actually heard of before from various different rosters. We've got the Russian top laner Blorn. You guys remember him from playing on Mouse Sports. And then we've also got support, a little bit of support hype as Darker returns. This is a guy that you may have remembered as being the support for Gambit Gaming way back in the day. He's coming back in here along with some other hype. We'll talk about the other players as we get into the game. But yeah, a lot of excitement here coming in for two more regions competing here at IESF.
I know you just talked about the Russian team. Do you know any of their core strengths in terms of?
All right, well, let's go ahead, before we talk about the strengths, we're going to go ahead and throw up the current match results from all of the teams playing their group stage matches. Once again, this has been split into 4 groups, 4 teams, all playing their preliminary group stage matches here today. So we should be able to show you the current match results for all of those games here in just a second. But you're talking about specific Russian strengths. I'm really looking towards the top lane. Been a big fan of at least watching Blorn and his various challenger events, but here you can see the results there on your screen. So Serbia winning their first match over Team Chinese Taipei. You can see the Laser Cats there as we just watched them pick up their immediate game, as well as a win for the Swiss team. Looks like the rest of the results will have to wait a little bit more. We'll have to wait for a little bit more time for those to come in, but that's going to do it for our results from the early preliminary group stages. With that being said, we're going to throw things to. We're going to have a little bit more time as we get the players set up here for their next match. This is going to be the second game of 6 preliminary matches coming your way, so it's going to be pretty exciting to get these games started. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 7th IESF World Championship. Here coming to you live from the Nexon Arena in Seoul, South Korea. My name is Reed Rapid Melton. Of course, joining me once again, Justin, how's it going?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Well, hopefully it's going pretty well for everybody out there watching, and I do want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to witness some of the best international esports competition, well, this side of just about anything. I don't know any other tournament that has quite this many teams competing. I think we have upwards of 20 different countries represented here today, as well as over 200 esports participants from those member countries.
Yeah, from all 3 games, and we just saw a match against Iran and Thailand, which is, I think, is pretty exciting that we'll ever get to see that matchup.
Yeah, I don't know if these other matches are going to quite live up to that level of carnage. We had like 9 kills in 9 minutes to start things off, and it was just absolutely amazing to watch maybe Iran mount a quick comeback, but then in the end, not quite able to overtake their Thailand opponents. But coming up next, we've got another really, really interesting match. We've got, you can see the matchups between players players here on your screen, and you might know a few of these players from TrinityWorld, the Russian representative. Blorn, former top laner from Maus. Irugat actually used to play on MTG with Alex Ich back in the day. Eka, an ex-mid laner for Roxkiss, the CIS team, currently I believe on Hard Random Academy. Darker, you might have seen him as a support for Gambit Gaming, and then of course Faceless, probably the newest face to the team, even though I guess he is Faceless down there towards the bottom. And as far as Team Philippines goes, these guys actually have a lot of story behind them. They're kind of a hybrid between an organization called Choisted Tyrants or called Choi Gaming and then Toasted Tyrants. But we'll talk about those as we get into our first game. We're about ready to get into picks and bans for game number 2. It's actually our first game between these two teams. Second game of the tournament, picks and bans coming your way. So we're going to start things off with Russia representing the red side of this team on the right-hand side of your screen, and they'll be facing off against, like we talked about, the Filipino representatives on the left in the blue. Picks and bans, what can we expect here, Justin?
I had a lot of picks bans coming into this tournament in general, but what we saw in the last game, we realized that there might be off-meta, different metas in different countries, so I don't know what might be coming here. Feeling that Morgana feels like a pretty strong ban in terms of some of these teams, but Kindred definitely a very pick ban oriented champion, very ban worthy champion here, first tier jungler.
Right. Now, it should be noted that, Russia, the CIS region, has been represented in tournaments, even most recently as IWCA, so you've gotten a chance to see some of these, some of the talent that this region produces. Now, it's going to be exciting to see them play here with some players that maybe we haven't seen in a while, so if you're up with the CIS meta, probably going to see a few hallmarks of that here. Now, there's that Dr. Mundo ban you were talking about earlier, Justin.
Yeah, the Mundo's a very strong pick in this, especially in this patch right now. You can utilize him both top and jungle. A must ban. And we got Tom Kench coming in again, another really high tier support.
Yeah, we saw Tom Kench and Morgana both banned, so nice to see some support representatives. Now, in game number 1, we saw a lot of top laners banned out there. Saw Fiora, we saw actually a Lulu wind up getting played up in the top lane. It feels like you're digging pretty deep through that pool. We saw Riven ban. We've seen a lot of aggressive bans up there towards the top, so what can we expect to see here? There's a Vladimir ban.
There's a Vlad ban. Okay, so this might be a target ban towards some player, or something that they might want to run for their comp. Soraka, another very strong support.
Yeah, with the changes to Grievous Wounds, they don't affect incoming healing anymore, so just keep getting healed.
Anivia first pick coming in.
Now, Anivia might also be a pick away from Eka, but it's going to be interesting to see exactly what the champion pools these players bring, because keep in mind this is this is being played on the only recently patched 23rd iteration here in the pre-season. So,
and as I've mentioned before, Anivia is a very strong mid lane pick right now with the high lane clear and a lot of damage output that it can do. But I'm not sure if it's a pick that they want to take first with other champions that are very strong, like Lulu still in the game, Gangplank, so Lissandra, all those picks are still available, so I don't know if they're going to go with this Anivia.
Yeah, Anivia, I mean, you got 5 seconds to change it. Haven't seen anything else, and it looks like it's going to be locked in for Team Philippines.
And for the second rotation for the TrinityWorld, we see at least a top-tier jungler right now, and then Lulu again coming in, so the very, very good picks for coming in for TrinityWorld for their first rotation.
Yeah, they knew exactly what they wanted, went ahead and locked it in, and for at least we actually got a chance to see that ban in the previous game. This time around, it definitely makes sense to see that on, as an instant pick, one of, if not the strongest jungler, depending on what kind of strategy you're trying to go for.
Of course, and with the Kindred bet, it's probably the top jungler that you want to pick. Right. And then for Team Philippines, they are left with either Lee Sin or Rek'Sai, some champions along like that. I don't know if they're going to try to show any of their laners in this second rotation. Again, I forgot to mention Zac Jungle is also very strong.
Okay, so talk about that, because, I mean, Zac Jungle, we started to see it maybe come back during Worlds. I remember Hojin was a big fan of running that on the Ku Tigers. What's up with Zac Jungle, and why is he still so strong, even in the preseason?
Zac Jungle, just because a lot of the junglers been getting nerfed recently, and with the pathing and all that, with the lane clear speed, took away a lot of potential for like assassin oriented junglers and stuff like that. But Zach here does a lot of things in team fights, and also like Rek'Sai has a lot of gank potential in different regions of the map. For example, could walk around behind top lane and try to gank above into it without crossing the river, stuff like that. So very high gank pressure too. Not a very pre-6 jungler, but once that all comes in, it's very strong in team fights.
Now you talked about assassins being removed from the jungle, maybe less playtime there. We got an assassin, Quinn, being picked up here by the Philippines. What's going on with the Quinn pick?
Quinn did get some sort of a rework, got like a lot of buffs. Her movement speed with the ult and whatnot, this has been a very deciding factor whether this champion is very strong or not. I seen it coming out in mid lane. I seen it coming out in jungle. It could be the ADC. So we don't know what they're gonna do. Try to do here.
Yeah, Quinn jungle. If you guys, think I'm super silly for mentioning that, it's actually ridiculous. Quinn and Dr. Mundo are your top tier jungle picks right now. Like, just let that sink in for a little bit. It's actually ridiculous. So we might see that Quinn in the jungle, but with Zach being picked up, we're probably not going to. And with the Anivia picked, I would expect that to be more of like a top lane or maybe 80 carry.
80 carry most likely, but we see Victor getting picked, hovered over here. Forgot to mention, TrinityWorld went with Janna, Lucian comp, which is very strong in lane.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got the last 2 picks going to get locked in there for Team Philippines. And with a Victor picked up, and a Quinn, and the Anivia, where are those champions going?
Now I'm just confused. Now I'm very confused. Anivia support? Zach support?
I'm guessing that's Anivia support. So Anivia support, if that is actually what Donata is going to be running here, I guess it's strong because it offers hard crowd control, a lot of, maybe long range, high damage thanks to the doubling of Frostbite.
But it all depends on whether you hit the stun or not.
Right.
And that's not the best CC you want to go with when they're in spot lane, but I mean, I guess they have something in mind with these comps. So Irelia top coming in against Renekton.
Okay, well
Renekton's running Ignite instead of teleport.
Yeah, and top lane we talked about with the nerfing of teleport. Maybe a little bit more worthwhile just win your lane, crush it super hard, because here in the preseason, games are actually running a lot shorter game time. So if you just snowball your lane out of control, that can be much more of a win condition now than it has been in previous patches.
Yes.
It looks like we are about to head into this game, so I don't know if you're as excited as I am, Justin, but I'm just going to make the assumption that you are, and if you're not, I'm just going to shake you, force those esports chills into you a little bit more as we get into our second game of the day.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. When that Anivia was turned into support, when they switched it around, I was already very excited.
What is happening? My esports, how does this work? I'm super excited. You can see Faceless, as he was loading in, actually rocking that Just Esports tag. If you guys are big fans of the CIS region, shout out to all the Just fans out there. But here we go. We're starting off with game number 2 as Russia takes on the Philippines in our second match of this 7th IESF World Championship preliminaries. So here we go, starting off with opening gambits. What are we looking to see here from both of these teams? We've got a lot of wings here. We've got Anivia, we've got Quinn powering up there. I guess Zach pretends like he has wings when he flies into the ganks. I don't know if that's some synergy, but we've got a big avian focus there for the Philippines.
The bird lane coming down bot. It's most likely they're trying to go straight, no lane swaps, just go straight lanes. I mean, there's no point in picking an Anivia, so. Yeah, standard lanes probably coming through.
I've heard of like fish lanes with like Fizz and Nami. Nobody really runs that, but I've also never heard of bird lanes either laning together. Is this a new thing? Is this like a special,
This could be
strat?
a new thing. This could be a new thing.
I mean, this is preseason, right? So you're supposed to try new things. Maybe have some surprises out there. Let's talk about maybe a few of the item starts here. We've got. Spell Thieves down in the bottom lane, pretty standard, at least considering those 2 supports. We've also got the renewable potions coming out in the jungle, even though the junglers are starting with mana regen on the jungle item there for Zach, which may seem somewhat interesting given that he doesn't use mana. But we've also got Iraga, he's just running with that standard Hunter's Machete. And here we go, we're starting out minions in the lanes, laners in the lanes as well. And we did see Renekton switch over to teleport there at the last second, so not going to be running that super hardcore all-in Ignite versus Blorn.
Yeah.
Now, it should be noted that Blorn in the top lane, Irelia, definitely a big power pick for him. So if you guys have been either watching him either in his local leagues or previously playing for Mouse Sports, you're probably going to remember that champion. Now, a nice shield there onto Dark, who is playing AD carry, switching it up as far as his role is concerned, not playing support like you may have seen him play before. And there's right there the Thunderlord's Decree already proccing there as Donat pushes in for a lot of extra damage.
Top lane's trading really well. The biggest thing I see coming into this game is how much impact this is at least going to have pre-6 against this Zag, who has a little bit slower lane clear speed, jungle clear speed.
Oh man, Blorn already getting down dangerously low. Now that does it. Oh no, the range there on the knock-up, not enough to knock Donat all the way back up. I'm just going to call him Donut. I feel like that's just going to make both of us super hungry, but Donat... I don't know if there's like a donut-related champion now.
Donut-related.
I'm just trying to put as much food in here as possible. Double stuns there at the same time. That's that ignite, or the lack of ignite, rather. That probably would have been able to pick up the kill if Nexon had stuck with that, but not going to go for that. Kidguard sticking to playing this a little bit more safely. Now, the lane did get pushed into Blorn's turret, so even though he's low HP, he will be able to sustain up a little bit by killing those underneath the turrets. And we haven't seen too much jungle interaction. We're going to start things off by seeing Terrorists walk into mid lane, unfortunately on a ward.
It's very hard to gank Lulu in general just because of her movement speed, and then it's already warded there, so it's already been telegraphed. And at least right there, picking out the Raptors.
It should be good information to see that Irigat was scouted out there and still trying to find some strats down here in the bottom lane. I'm guessing the all-in, if you do land that stun, oh man, immediate equilibrium strike, stun forcing the flash from Blorn, narrowly surviving.
One auto could have done it even with the Doran's blade, but...
Terra's waiting there, but I don't think he's waiting for a gank. He's probably there for the counter gank, knowing that Irelia, a little bit of a weak spot there. Blorn doesn't actually even fully heal from going back to base, just wants to make sure that he catches all of that experience as the wave pushes into his turret.
Zach's still waiting around mid.
I was going to say, Terrorist has kind of been pitching a tent. He's going to earn his camping merit badge there by sitting near the mid lane. I'm not sure really what to expect, or what he's expecting to get out of that, but should be kind of interesting to see if any of those ganks come to fruition. Bottom lane going in. Ginza working out on that Thunderlord's Decree, a long range stun from Donat, working those ice particles. And it should be noted that Black Frost Anivia is not an Anivia skin that you see used a lot, because some of the particles are a little bit iffy as they fly out there. Can be a little bit hard to see, so maybe factoring in on a little bit of that advantage.
Yeah, very even in terms of bot lane CS and whatnot.
Oh, coming through. Will this be a Cocoon to land? No! There's an Ignite used there. Ekka very low. The minions are going to kill Ekka. Oh my gosh. The extra member minute. No way. Victor survives. In top lane, though, we got another gank coming in here. Blorn in a 1v2. Almost picking up a kill there onto Kidguard, but he's got minions helping him out as well. Look at those minion waves. That's MVP performances from cannon minions, regular minions. Actually, I think there's no cannon minion there, but Lauren very, very low. But with that Fury stacking up there onto Kidguard, he should not be able to go back in on that.
Yeah, a little bit to talk about the mid lane fight that just happened. I feel it was just mistelegraphed between the jungler and the mid laner after at least Eid right out of it. They thought probably going in for Victor at the same time, but was it at least got out to minions and really was just left to die alone.
Wow, so very, very close there in the mid lane. In the top lane, surprisingly, not seeing any deaths up in the top lane just yet. I would have expected way more action up here. We've seen both junglers make their way up top lane. No avail there, and the Dorian's Blades start for Blorn. He's really going to have to use his potion to maximum effectiveness. Thunderlord's proccing there, but Yoza and Donat, that bird lane, the wings, having trouble getting off the ground.
Yeah, so Lucian's Darker's getting a lot of slight CS lead over Quinn to try definitely winning this matchup. Lucian, Janna, very strong laners.
Oh, I'm a very difficult situation. He's got a lot of burst though. Gonna be throwing it out onto Ekka. Not enough damage to pick up the kill. Lauren going in. He's looking for the kill. He's gonna get it. But now Hamad, oh no, the bait is Ekka coming in there. Whimsy though will be able to get him out safely. A little bit over-aggressive, but he's able to survive. Blorn, though, he's got to battle these minions. He's got that Heat 10 style to heal him back up, but oh, the Blade Surge. A little bit dangerous. So, Justin, what are we looking at for maybe strengths from both these teams? We talked about the very heavy post-6 gank potential that Terrorist has, but he's still working his way up there, only level 4 and at least in the
less
lanes.
than a gank potential. Post 6 is whether they probably group up and try to take objectives and whatnot, and he's very strong in team fights in general.
Okay.
Pre 6, he has a lot of gank routes that other junglers might not have, but so far I haven't seen it utilized very well.
Right, he's been waiting around, specifically mid lane a lot, but it hasn't really paid off all that much. Now, Inugot's waiting for this lane to get pushed up so that then he can come in, but Terrorist has the exact same idea. A lot of focus on counter ganks here, but haven't really seen it pay off just yet. Hamad still waiting there to see if he can have any either help from his own jungler, maybe needing that a little bit more than other lanes. Kidguard, though, starting to maybe lose this. And I've talked with a lot of players about how this top lane matchup goes, and it's really fluid. So once Irelia gets enough points in either Heat style for its ability to go in there with a true damage, you can't really tank through that. And now we're starting to see Kidguard. Oh, Blor needs one more Transcendent Blade. No, where are those being thrown? What? Maybe less transcendent than other blades to be thrown out there, but nice dodges, let's put it that way. Now going in for the steal, Terrorist can't get it. It's actually Lulu that secures that now. Oh, Cocoon gonna lock that Zac down. He's gonna be split into his little bloblets. But we've got Kidguard rather coming in from the backside. A lot of damage there from Gyoza. Irugat actually able to take down Terrorist. That Culling's not gonna hit onto a whole lot, but after all is said and done, really only Zac that dies there in that exchange.
Yeah, nice for Renekton to use that TP advantage that he has over Irelia because of due to their early level trades. But then they the team did enough to secure the dragon, so I think it's a 1-for-1 trade right here.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair enough. And if you look at the gold count, really only 1,000 gold separates these two teams. Not really all that much. The bottom lane, we got to look on a Faceless. A lot of burst damage coming down. There's the wall from Donat. Very well placed, but unable to pick up the kill. Faceless did have to blow flash to survive.
Yeah, we see a lot of these supports that are not usually used in the mid lane coming back, used in bot lane coming back as support. So it's like Trundle has been used a lot.
Oh, they're not walking very far forward. We'll get that Thunderlord's Decree to proc for some extra damage there, but oh, Blorn versus Kidguard. We got Phage for Kidguard's Renekton, whereas Blorn has picked up a Phage of his own and that extra attack speed, which should be pretty effective, and it's not looking too good for Kidguard. Now he's low health, so that does mean that he won't be able to get stunned here by this Equilibrium strike, but gotta watch out for these top ganks, as both junglers have shown a propensity to just walking top lane, walking mid lane, walking back and forth. But oh man, going back in, is he gonna be able to pick up that kill this time? No. Transcendent Blades, he's saving that one for a little bit later.
If we see the itemization, they both Irelia and Renekton has Phage, and in this case, Irelia with Phage has a much higher power spike.
Oh my gosh, that Quinn burst is ridiculous. He's picking up another kill. He's going for another one. Darker is running away successfully, so he's able to get out of there. Flash immediately from Terrorist. Saw that Irelia coming down. Blorn, too scary. Seemed like a little bit of an early flash there, Justin. I'm not sure.
No, with the Cocoon, if the Cocoon without Zac's passive, he might have gone down really fast. So, I mean,
right. So better safe than sorry there. Just making sure to stay alive, wants to be able to help out his lanes. He's been trying to make that happen here pretty consistently, but just hasn't been able to make it work. But one thing that is starting to work is that bottom lane. Oh man, mid's where the action's at there. It's a move very low to burst damage. He's trying to put it out. He's going to take it. He's going to go down. Terrorist very low, does not have that Zac passive, but will pick up a couple of bloblets to get himself that HP and bounce out alive.
It's disappointing that he preemptively flashed up the top lane just so he has enough HP to make things happen in other lanes, but just got chunked out there, couldn't do anything. Very nice game coming in from the jungler.
Yeah, Irugat right there on time, and Blorn physically hasn't been able to pick up any kills, but he does still have that teleport, so he can make something happen in other lanes. Now Glitterless just barely, man, Pix, gotta hurry up there, Pix the Magic Dragon.
Yeah, so right now Lulu has complete control over this lane as a moment, just because of the pressure that Lee's been putting on. And top lane's been doing well by himself, so.
Now, is this dive potential there? Kidguard does have Dominus up, so got to be careful about that, but still very, very strong performance from Blorn up there. 22 CS ahead, and he's still looking to go back in. Oh my gosh, so much burst damage. We're going to see Dominus use just barely to stay alive, and Blorn, did he actually use Transcendent Blades there? He did, so he's still... Wait, no, he didn't. Okay.
Alright, so this is a lot of wave that he's gonna miss out. Oh, but we see...
Okay, Blorn's just gonna Blaze Surge in there for the insta-kill. I don't know about that, but mid lane we've got actually going on there too. Emo in a lot of trouble. Auto attacks from Eka. Gonna take him out. Blorn's kind of on the run though. I think he's got a team to run back to, so I'm not sure where Terrorist is going, but there's Gyoza coming up from the bottom lane just to go ahead and clear that out. And that's some of that Quinn roam we were talking about. You actually mentioned, Justin, seeing Quinn more as maybe a mid laner so you can get that roam going on.
Yeah, Quinn has been utilized in mid lane just because of her movement speed with the ult, but...
So there's the double wing lane. Actually looks like the same champion, but going back down to the bottom lane. A lot of procs there, that focus going off there. The culling coming out. It's going to hit on a Ginza. Or Ginoza there. A lot of damage to be done, but... not enough.
Calling damage got nerfed in this most recent patch, but scales off AD and have received. It becomes stronger as the game goes on, but the early calling damage doesn't do much. So
back up top lane, Intergot's just standing there, and Kidguard's just like, well, I'd love to defend the ward. Unfortunately, not going to happen. And man, talk about the power spike starting to come out. We're going to see an Essence Reaver rush there by Gyoza, and on the other side, top lane for Blorn, he is like half an item away, plus the recipe cost there for that Trinity Force, which is going to be a big, big stacking item to, or not stacking item, big power spike. Speaking of stacking items, Eka looking to maybe build that into a... Sorry about that, I was fixing a couple of things. All right, and we're back. What was I talking about? Looking to build that into a Magi Soul Stealer, and we're back. So, having trouble seeing everything correctly, but I am seeing that it can stack into a Magi eventually if he wants to go for that. But we got jungle on jungle action. Terras versus Intergot. Follow up with the Cocoon, perfectly placed. Will this Anivia support be enough to stay alive? Unfortunately not. We'll get egged. We got a lot of his no-death passives, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. A double kill there.
Yeah, the jungler support trying to get some vision in this dragon before it pops up, but at least just so much damage, and if that cocoon is, you're insta-dead, so.
Talked about the synergy between the passives there from Anivia and Zach. Both have those revive passives coming in there, but not enough to help either one of them. They both walk in, try to ward that dragon area, which, to be fair, it's a good thing to have warded, but oh, now we got Gyoza bottom lane. They're trying to make this happen. Is he going to be able to stay alive, survive, summon or heal? Almost enough to pick up a kill, but three-man dive successful there for Russia.
I don't think he's going to be able to push this.
Kidguard trying to get this push on, but I mean, the turret's above half HP. Now, to be fair, pushing down turrets is a lot more effective here in the preseason. The way that turrets were changed, they have less resistances, more overall health. Turns out they actually die extremely quickly, specifically second-tier turrets. Once we get pushed on enough, might be able to see that illustrated. But man, down that bottom lane, we've seen a lot of action, but an Essence Reaver finally completed for Gyoza. Darker is working on one of his own, but it's just not quite in there yet.
And keep in mind, we have a 601 Elise. She has kill potential in any of these champions right now.
My goodness, and it should be noted, this is AP Elise, should be looking for a Rylai's Crystal Scepter coming out next. So this is an Elise that's legitimately going to be able to crush just about anyone he walks into. 20 CS up in the jungle, that's a little bit ridiculous. So expect to see Irrigot on the forefront of these plays to be made here by TrinityWorld from Russia.
Yeah, every lane other than the bot lane is winning in CS, so if they could snowball this into another big lead, you know, that might be game.
Now starting to see some new support itemization there by Faceless, combining his support item in with a Sightstone, so that he's got kind of the best of both worlds. He does lose that Frost Queen's claim active. Saw some challenger players from EU West talking about maybe going for that Frost Queen's claim on mid laners, but even forsaking it not only on mid, but now in the support role, just wanted to get that item slot efficiency.
Yeah, top lane's really hard right now for Team Philippines, and so we see Zach here trying to help him out a little bit. if Aurelia does decide to go for the all-in.
Well, Blorn could realistically 1v2 at this situation. He's going to get ganked there. This is going to be a very high-pressure situation. Goes in underneath the turret for the kill, because he knows he's got backup coming in from Ira, who got a beautiful dive there by Blorn. Even in the face of a 1v2, he's still going to be able to go in and come out alive.
And this makes it really hard for Team Philippines when that Renekton is not a split push pressure or in
Oh no, the flash in. There's the ignite for the kill. Eka knows that kill potentially. He's going to go in and grab the 10th kill of the game for Russia.
Yeah, from this point on, I feel like the match is pretty one-sided. Not a lot of objectives to take at the moment.
And we were talking about how quickly these second-tier turrets die. You're just going to see it right there. But going back into the bottom lane, there's the wall out. Faceless pretty dead, and he's going to go down there. But will Gyoza be able to survive? There's the exhaust, the pressure, the damage in there onto Darker. A couple more auto attacks to take him down, but won't be able to come out. Mid lane turret in the meantime going down, and when you look at the stats though, these 2 dragons, 3 turrets taken down, TrinityWorld, pretty ridiculous. I'm not sure if they named their team off of the Trinity Force, and Lauren has been putting out so much work this game, but it's been pretty incredible to watch them. That being said, this dual lane, the bird lane coming out from the Philippine team.
This Team Philippines' only hope at this moment. We're seeing that first tier turret in the bot lane going down, so if they can snowball off of this.
We'll see if they can. Quinn gonna go ahead and pop into Valor for him. We're asking for a little bit of extra help.
But the thing is that Quinn itself as a champion, I don't know about after the rework, but is it not a very good team fighter in general. So, I don't know, once they start grouping off 5v5, I don't know how she's going to have much kill pressure.
I don't know any AD carry in the game that's going to be too happy with a fed Elise and then a fed, Trinity Force, Irelia in the top lane. Like, that's actually just ridiculous. So, as cool as it is for Quinn to be able to proc all this bonus damage, fly around really quickly, it doesn't really matter when you've got a Trinity Force Irelia blade surging on your face. Probably going to have a pretty bad time. Same thing with Elise, you get cocooned, you're probably pretty dead. Speaking of probably pretty dead, well, here's the Rift Herald. He's going to shut that eye really quickly, but he's going to go down almost as quickly. There is the pseudo Baron buff given there to Lulu in the mid lane, so we're going to look for some extra pushing pressure up the mid lane as TrinityWorld looks to put some of their lane advantages into some eject advantages, pushing down that mid.
They're trying to go for this mid lane tier 2 turret right now, trying to push it up a little bit with that buff.
Nice wave clear there by Hamoud, but this turret is taking damage down to half HP. Looking to go in there is Terrorist, but not going to be able to really get anything going there. Perfect wave clear there by this Lulu. Eka just so strong. He knew he had that kill potential in the mid lane, instantly went for the kill, and he's able to play not only the 1v1 game, but also the team game, helping shield Darker as he looks to push forward. And Gyoza is flying around. Really cool, but I'm not sure if it's going to be working out there. Now, Blorn going in a little bit too far forward, but Terrorist going to be able to pop his revive passive. Blorn trying to flash away there. Will it be enough to keep him alive? Great protection there by Eka. Just staying that top lane presence.
Ooh, and he actually gets a kill. And we do see the bot lane and top lane building up a little bit and towards Team Philippines side. They have a lot of things that they could go with this, but top lane and bottom lane was a minion pressure, so I think they're trying to take a drag off of that.
Yeah, but still a lot of questions to be answered here. We've got Hamoud, who's an entire item behind his lane opponent there. Echo with that Luden's Echo just completed. Not a whole lot to answer that from Hamoud. He's just trying to wave clear. He, to be fair, is up in CS, or he's doing as best as he can in CS, but unfortunately still down about 20-30. It's going to be a little bit rough as far as mid lane presence. Now, we were talking about bottom lane, even in CS, pretty much there between Darker and Gyoza, but it's going to be about the contribution here. Whoa, Blorn going the distance! Getting that Blade Surge on in there. So much burst damage, so not just can't even deal with it. It's going to pop down into egg form, but something tells me Blorn's probably got it.
2v1 right there. Straight up teleport into the minions and just kill it off right in there. So strong, this Irelia with Triforce.
But not as strong as Iragod's kill potential. Okay, flashing there underneath the turret. What is that damage? Oh my goodness. Irrigat's going in for his 7th kill of the game. Of course, Blorn right there to help him out by taking that turret. Ridiculous damage from both of these very, very strong assassins.
Yeah, and Kidguard actually not able to take top turret off of that, maybe with the minions, but he's coming back into the bot lane to try to defend this inhibitor turret.
Gotta get some wave clear in here, but there's the culling there on to Donat. He is taking so much damage. And once again, oh gosh, Blorn too far forward, or is he? Just kidding, so much healing coming back his way. At that Lulu protection. Eka low, Blorn low, but none of them dead just yet. Now Gyoza might go down there, trying to turn back around on the Darker, who goes down. A nice turnaround for the Philippines. He's now Terrorist, pretty low as well. He's working his way out of that fight. Hamoud coming in. Irrigat with the slow there. Donat dashing in for kills. We got the blade surges everywhere. Blorn finally going down a shutdown there for Hamoud. Here comes Gyoza. Is looking to make a turnaround kill there onto Eka. He's going to flash back, turn around with the Glitter Lance. Damage onto Faceless, but not enough to take him down.
Yeah, a little bit greedy there from TrinityWorld, but we saw how much damage that, but they can put even in C situations right there. If Lucian did an E in over, Darker did an E in over there, that might have been a one team fight, but you know, maybe this is an opening that Team Philippines need to win this game.
Maybe. Now, one big thing to talk about most recently in this important 2-3 patch is that past 20 minutes, every member of both teams gets home guard boots, essentially. Or they get the home guard buff as they run out of base. So, especially for Quinn, that's actually an item that Quinn used to rush. Champions like Hecarim used to rush home guards. So they're actually prevented from getting that buff super early on, but now that we're past 20 minutes, they are going to be able to get out of base incredibly quickly. Specifically for Quinn, he's now hit level 11. Gyoza is going to be able to use that rank 2 ultimate to run around the map incredibly fast.
Yeah, another element that makes the game a little bit more fast.
Oh my gosh, what is that damage? Eka just walks up and blows Donut apart. Maybe putting in some donut holes there. Big fan of those. Now, Kidguard going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's running away. We got Irrigat super fast, but not fast enough to escape. Or Kidguard not super fast enough to escape. Irrigat now with his 8th kill of the game. I think we all know who the carry is there. Incredible jungle performance there. And maybe possibly the reason we saw the Elise ban in our first preliminary match of the day.
Now, what I don't really get is how Lulu keeps being open throughout these big ban phases. I feel like it's one of the bans that, other than Mundo, that needs to be a must ban in these situations, but he keeps getting through.
I feel if there's any champion that can get 20 stacks on his Medjais, you probably want to consider dropping those bans. Not quite 20, you got 18 stacks on that Medjai's Soul Stealer, 16 rather.
This is a build that actually was popular a couple of months ago, building Morello and then straight into Magi just because Lulu doesn't have a lot of damage pressure. But with this Magi, it gives a lot of AP, so bigger shield, faster Whimsy.
Turret starting to go down there. Immediate destruction as Donut gets exploded. Look at Blorn. He's going in. He's got the double. He's looking for the triple. It's actually a shutdown there for Darker. He's going in. There is the triple. Get the camera, Blorn. Making up a highlight reel with plays like that. Diving in, it's only Gyoza left alive. Can Quinn keep the Philippines in this game? It's not looking likely as Russia pushes in. TrinityWorld looking to take down base turrets. They've got one down. Even with Valor, Quinn unable to keep these base turrets alive. The Nexus turret's down. The Nexus taking damage. And it does look like Russia's TrinityWorld will be coming out to an early victory in our second preliminary match of the IESF 7th World Championship. Incredibly well played there by the Philippines, but just a little bit more there by Russia. Exciting to watch these games, and it's going to be even more exciting to watch TrinityWorld as this tournament continues. But a big thanks to both of these teams and for everyone else out there watching the 7th IESF World Championship.